Welcome back to the Workbench, where uncut and unedited you can watch me try to make things. And what I'm trying to make right now is a Wacky Races diorama. And what we're currently working on is the diorama base. So let me go ahead and move the cars out of the way. By the way, if you want to see how these cars were built, check the playlist down in the description. You can get all caught up on those. They're pretty much finished. Now we need to finish the base of the diorama itself. Last time we got the front grass kind of placed in here. We got the starting line painted. We've got things painted up. And then I was trying to mold some rocks. And last time my, oh wow, it is really chalky, really bad. Yeah, my plaster was just not working out. I've used this before. I don't know if plaster can go old or what's happening. Something going wrong with it. But last episode we had the same issue trying to mold the rocks that are going to go in the back here. And so I went to the store. I told you I'd go by it was this evening, tonight, earlier tonight that I should say. I'm filming this a little bit later in the day today. Earlier today I went by and picked up a few things. One of which, I guess maybe I'm cheating, but I basically picked up some preformed rocks. It was just, it's much easier. So I think these will work for us. Now we're gonna repaint them. In fact, let me grab. I kind of goofed up our print here. I spilled some water on it. I'll have to reprint this, but this is what we want our rocks to look like. So notice we have this one big rock, which I thought could probably be this one, or maybe this one. Nah, I think it would be better if it was this one here. But obviously, we're going to have to repaint them. Because we don't want this color. We want it to look like a cartoon rock, so we need more this color here. But what I thought we'd do first is let's just try to lay these out real quick. Because I think what I'll do is I'm going to glue them down. And then we'll paint them right here on the board. I think it'll be easier that way, just to paint them right here. Will these break? I think maybe these, yeah, they will. I can probably make these into smaller, because that's kind of big. Like, I don't want anything that big, but I don't want a broken rock. Maybe if I do it, you know what? I could do it like this, where it's butting up against that back wall. That works. I just want some smaller, maybe I can put this one. We'll do this one maybe like this. I just want to have the rocks there. I'm looking at the printout over here. There's a bunch of smaller rocks, but I'm trying to work with what we've got. So I might break that. It didn't break very straight. That other one broke really straight. Let me pop that off, and maybe I'll put this one kind of right back here also like that. I don't know. That looks a little too uniform, doesn't it? Like, it looks like, let's switch this around. Let's move this one up close. Let's kind of get this one there. And maybe, you know what, let's put that one there because it kind of covers that line. I think that'll be okay. And then, we got to remember too, we're going to have, well, one, we're going to paint them, but then we're also going to have some dark bushes kind of standing around them like so, you know, something to that effect. Now, I'll put the bushes in after the grass. So the idea is, let me show you. Where's the grass that we have cut here? Let's get these glued down, painted up. We'll do that this evening. And then what I'll end up doing is just kind of cutting a little slit or a hole in the grass and then putting that down around it. So it kind of fills in around the rock, the grass does, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So it'll kind of, you know, it'll kind of form around the rock. Because the idea is that the rock is down, obviously down in the grass. It's in the ground, the dirt, so it's going to be below the grass. So I kind of want to try to do it that way. But what we need to do now, first things first, let's glue these rocks up. And I think I'm just going to try to just CA glue them on there where we've got them. And I think that those positions these are going to be okay. So let me, I'm just going to use some thick CA glue. And of course I'm using our Star Bonds thick CA glue. If you need a discount on some good CA glue, guys, check the discount down below. I got you a 10% a 10% discount down in the description. I'm not sure if I said that right. Down in the description, there's a 10% discount for you on Starbond CA glue. And I'm telling you, it's actually very good stuff. So I'm going to let that sit and dry right there. Or cure, I guess I should say. This thick stuff is hard to get out of the bottle. It is very thick. It's very good at filling gaps, which is what we kind of need right now, because the bottom of these rocks are not completely flat. So they've got a little gap in between them. I think I'm running out of my thick CA. I think I've got more back in the closet, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I'm wondering if I want this one this way. You know what? No, that's not sitting as well. Oh, I might just, oh boy. I might have just goofed us. I should have just gone with what I had. It wasn't sitting. I should have never do something unless you've test fitted it, right? It's all right. Go just like that. And then one last rock. Oh, come on, get the glue out of there. And we'll put it right back here. And I think that'll look pretty good. You know, the other thing I want to do before I forget, where did I put them? We need to get these, we need to get our corner braces in, because they're, not only am I going to need to paint these, but the grass is going to have to go around the corner pieces also. We've got these corner pieces that are going to help support the back. So I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and CA glue those also. I think I will. While we're at it, while we got it out and we're at it, let's go ahead and get these glued up. We're going to need these. Be a little bit carefuler with this glue here. I don't want to make a mess. Here we go. I just want to make sure we're flush on the back is what's most important. So now it's going to support that back there. I wish, do I have a board? I should have brought one of the scrap boards in. I could use that to try to, I don't have anything flat, but it feels like it's nice and flush to the back here. In other words, back on the back side, because that's where the background's going to attach, and we want to make sure that has a good solid attachment point. All right, let me get the other side glued up. Like so. Yeah, and with these rocks as they are right now, they look really out of place to me. But I think once we paint them, they're going to be just fine. I think they'll look just fine once we get some paint on them. And then, of course, once we get bushes around them. And if you remember right, in fact, let's go ahead and let's start doing that. Actually, I'm not going to use that for my paint. I'm going to use this little board I had. Let me just set these over there, and I'm going to go ahead and just throw this in the garbage. Getting stuff out of the way. Oh, let me put the lid on my CA glue. That's always a good idea. There we go. All right, and I think I'm going to use this board I've got here. I'm trying to move stuff around so you guys can see. All right, and if you remember right, this is the color we made using these two colors here, which are these two guys, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was the bronze flat. Yeah, that is correct. The green, which is the grass, this color green here, and then using the this bronze color. So I'm just going to give two things. I think we just added a little bit of the green to it. I'll just kind of mix it as we go and see what we need. Where's my brush I want? This is my thinner brush. I guess, no, this is my thicker brush. Okay. So let's just take a little green. Let's mix it in. I'm just going to mix this whole bit here. And I'm trying to get more of that kind of an ochre color, really. Yeah, I think that's kind of the color. So I'm just going to put some paint on here. Let me bring this over here where you guys can see. I'm going to start just getting some paint on here so we can kind of get a look at what it's going to look like. And I'm just solid paint, it's just a solid coat of paint. I want to be a little bit carefuler down here, but I don't have to be too careful because, again, we'll have the grass that kind of blends this all together for us, but I don't want to make a mess down here around the rocks. I can always bring the green back in, too, if I need to fix anything. But, yeah, I think this is going to be the right color. Yeah, let me just I want to quickly get this painted, or as quick as I can, again, without making a huge mess, because I really want to see at least what one of these rocks look like. We can see it together, because obviously I can finish painting these in between episodes. We don't have to do it right now. I can do it off camera, but I do want to kind of us to see together what it's going to, how it's going to look. And I was thinking about mixing just a little bit greener color and then kind of using that as a wash for the shadows, but I don't know if it's going to need it, to be honest with you. Let me get this backside painted. In fact, okay, let's see. Yeah. I don't know. I like the color. I think that's right. I think it has the right look to it. And then I think I'm going to mix the color individually each time I do a rock, which will probably make them a little bit different shade. Which I think is what I kind of want. Make each rock kind of unique in color. Okay. What do we? Yeah. I think that's going to be right. Let me clean my. Where did my water go? Oh, I moved it way over here. Let me clean my brush, and I think that looks. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Of course, down in the comments. Let me know what you think about that color. I'll paint the rest of them in between episodes, but I think that's going to look good. And one thing I wanted to do. Let's just this might get some paint on it, but if we were to let me just kind of shape up a little bush here, and we were to put a bush next to it, what do we think? Now, granted, there's also going to be grass here. That bush is not shaped very well. But yeah, I think that's going to look good. I think once we have this grass, let me kind of lay it here. Once we have the grass laid over top with those rocks coming through, and then the darker green bushes, because that's going to go right up against it, like so. I think that's going to look pretty. I think it's going to look pretty good. I think it's going to, it's going to represent what the cartoon was in somewhat of a diorama, three-dimensional view. And then, of course, we're going to just hand paint. The background is going to be literally this painted, so you get that true cartoon background, hand-painted background. But I think that's going to be okay. So what I'm going to have to do in between episodes, I'm going to finish painting these. I'll obviously let them finish drying too. I need to paint these guys also. In fact, these, they've actually already dried. I'm going to paint these green, I guess. I guess I'll paint them the green because we're going to have the background here. Yeah, we'll paint them green because we're going to have ground that comes. Yeah. So I'm going to paint these green. I'll finish painting these the kind of this ochre color that we're mixing, and then I'll get go ahead and get the grass laid in around them. And then I think I'll probably go ahead, just for sake of time, and put in all the little bushes and things too, the little tufts of grass and stuff. Go ahead and get that done also, because the one last thing I wanted to show you is I did also pick up some Sculpey. Last episode I was trying to remember the name of this stuff, but it's Sculpey is what it's called. And this is actually Sculpey 3, which is some modeling clay that you can put in the oven and make it hard, which is the idea for what I think it's going to be the first, what I use first try to do the smoke effect. Let me find the picture. Oh, I've got so much crap over here. There we go. To do the smoke coming off the wheels here, I'm going to use some the Sculpey that's just kind of make a thin layer, you know, just sits on the ground underneath. I think I'm just going to have it thin here. Can you guys even see what I'm talking about? It's going to be thin from this tire all the way to the back side of this tire and then kind of balloon out, and do that on both sides. And then where we can sit it flat on the ground and then just glue it to the ground, and then we'll have that effect of the smoke coming off the tires. I also need to finalize where we're going to place this, because I need to drill a hole straight through for the wires. But I think we'll do all that next episode. We'll get this going, the smoke going. The base should be done. Should be done next time we get together, minus the hole drilled for where the car goes. But anyways, let me get back at it. Let me get back at the work, because I really want to get this going and finished up. I'm excited to see it finished, to be honest with you. So I want to get it done. So yeah, tomorrow, come back tomorrow and we'll start working on the smoke effect, or at least the first try. This is going to be the first attempt. If this doesn't work out, we might go a different route, but we'll see how this works first. I'd like to have a nice solid smoke, like it's part of the molding of the toy or whatever. But anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Leave those comments. It really does help as far as YouTube cares. They really like to see those comments, and I really care because I love hearing what you have to say, good or bad. Whatever you got to say, leave it down in those comments. I definitely want to take a look. Hit the like button. That helps too. Subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things you do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.